everyone. So since I've recently been accepted to study abroad in the summer and fall semesters of 2016 at Korea University in South Korea, I've decided to start making a series of YouTube videos just to document my process leading up to flying over to South Korea, and then my experiences with classes and internships and extracurricular stuff in South Korea. Just one, so that I can keep my family and friends updated, and because I'm sure that they'll be curious as to what I'm doing when I go abroad. And also just to help other people who want to study abroad in South Korea, because I've noticed that there's really not a lot of resources online for people who are interested in studying abroad in South Korea. I would know because when I was trying to do research for myself, there was really not too much for me to rely on. I did find some blogs, and there are a few other people on YouTube who've done some videos, but I just figured, one more would be even more helpful of a resource for those. And so I hope that this video will answer some of the questions that I know a lot of my friends and family members have, as well as some of the questions that people who would be interested in study abroad might have. So first of all, let me preface the video kind of by talking about why I'm particularly interested in South Korea, because I know a lot of people have been wondering why South Korea, because not generally a lot of people go there. When people study abroad, usually it's like in a European country, or if they do study abroad in Asia, it's usually China that they're studying abroad. So I've had a lot of my family members ask me why I'm interested in South Korea. So where I go to school at, I am a radio, television, film major, and although when I started school I was interested more in the film industry, over the course of my college career I've developed more of an interest in the television industry. And anyone who knows South Korean cinema or television knows that it's very unique, I guess, and interesting. I don't really know how to explain it. You'd have to see a show and then you'd understand what I'm talking about. But I'm very interested in the production that goes into South Korean television and cinema. So that's the main reason why I'm going abroad, is because I'd like to get more knowledge about it and more experience in the South Korean television field. The program that I'm going with to study abroad is called Korea University International Summer Campus, or KUISC for short. And what that involves is, it's a 6-week program at Korea University, and I can take up to 3 different courses. And they also have an internship component, which I have applied for and I'm currently waiting to hear the status of. But they have an internship component, and if you get accepted into the internship, you go a month before the 6-week courses start, and I think the 6-week courses start towards the end of June. And so if you get the internship, you go towards the end of May, and for 4 weeks you do a full-time internship. And it's not paid or anything, but it's good experience. And then the 6-week course starts at the end of June and goes until mid to late August. And like I said, you can take 1, 2, or 3 courses. I have signed up for 2 courses. I will be taking the Korean language, and a class called Mass Media and Popular Culture. So as far as cost goes, what I've budgeted just for the summer semester alone is approximately $8,000, and that might seem a little bit high, but I'll go through a cost breakdown to show you all the little components that I'm including in that $8,000. So the first and biggest chunk of that $8,000 is, of course, the tuition. And the tuition varies. As I mentioned earlier, you can take either 1, 2, or 3 courses at KUISC. And so depending on how many classes you take, the tuition can vary. So since I'm taking 2 courses, the total tuition that I will be paying is around $2,800 for the 2 classes, and that's for 6 weeks. So the second biggest part of that $8,000 is, of course, the flight fee. And I haven't ordered my ticket yet because I'm still not exactly sure on what date I'm leaving, but I'm looking at about $1,500 for that component altogether. And then there's living expenses. So during the 6 weeks program, dorm housing is provided. So what it's going to cost for the 6 weeks program for a double room, which is 2 people living in 1 room, is looking to cost me about $950. And then if I get accepted into the internship program, housing unfortunately isn't provided during that month-long period. So the option that I'm looking at for that period is to rent a room in a share house, which can vary anywhere between $300 up to like $800, just depending on how big of a room you're looking to get and the area. So I'm budgeting right in the middle there, about $500. I'm not looking to spend too much for that month, but I also want to be able to live comfortably for that month, so about $500 for that. And then included in that $8,000 is a lot of smaller fees that I have to pay, that I have paid and will have to pay. There's just tons of little fees. I had to pay a $75 application fee, but I also had to buy a passport, which ended up costing about $200, and then I have to pay for overseas health insurance, which is about $120, and then I have to get a health clearance, which is going to be a little bit more money, and then just lots of little fees that you have to pay that start to add up really quickly. So that's a little big part of the budget as well. And then the remaining of that $8,000 is just kind of pad money. Of course, I'm going to need food while I'm there, toiletries, I'm sure I want to go shopping all the time. There's a lot of other stuff that I'm going to need, and then I just want to be able to have like a safety net. I don't want to run out of money while I'm there because I can't work while I'm there, so there's no way that I can get in money. So I just want to have a safety net of money in case anything happens. So that's what the rest of that $8,000 is for my budget. Now, how am I paying for this? Well, unlike I previously thought, my school will not be providing me any financial aid, because the way that financial aid works at my school is that anything that I don't accept during the fall or spring semesters is what's awarded to me during the summer. And since I've accepted all of the grants and scholarships during the fall and spring, I'm essentially getting nothing but loans during the summer. So I have applied for quite a few scholarships that I'm waiting to hear back from. And then I've also created a GoFundMe to raise the money for my plane ticket, but also some of that money, depending on how much I get, can also be used for other fees that I'll have to pay. And then if any money left over from that is money that I'm raising through working on my own, or eventually, if I have to, taking out loans if it comes to that point, which hopefully it won't. So hopefully this video cleared up a couple questions that I know people had about the process of applying to study abroad in Korea and why I'm going and what I'll be doing there. And I am planning to make more videos as I'm going further along in the process, and then up until I leave into Korea, and then once I get there I'll be making lots of videos so that people can keep up with what I'm doing, because it's a very, very exciting experience and I want to be able to share it with everybody. Yeah, I will be making more videos soon, and thank you for watching.